on the outside. So the color scheme to paint the building, would be, this is the proposed stucco color. Um, oh, sorry, new here. You guys can pass it on. So that's the proposed, stucco color. And this is the sample stucco, just the texture, yes. I also have, this one's the one that matches more the.
They're one way.
Yeah,
When you say this one, what are you referring to?
the texture of the stucco.
Okay,
I also have another texture, but yeah, it's between one of these, they're gonna try to match as close as possible to the existing.
oh, okay, got you,
Building,
okay.
yeah. Cause it's not the entire, they're not gonna build the entire building in stucco, they're proposing to patch the damaged sections of it. That are completely off the building. You can, I'll show you some pictures of the existing facade, right? Actually, you guys have some
Yeah,
of the
we-
existing
yeah,
pictures, yes.
Yeah, we'll take them.
There's a.
That's gonna be tricky with the new paint, and are you painting though the entire
Exterior, yeah,
exterior? Okay, so once you patch it, it'll blend in, you're not
yes,
just
correct,
paint patching,
no,
just making sure.
no. Not under my watch. Hopefully.
Not even sure how you do that.
I know. Water is no
surprised.
fun. I'm sure it has
Wow.
happened, but yeah, I'll push the best. So this would be the black trims for the windows, which is a regular black color. And then we're proposing this brown color for the trims that are also going to be replaced once they install the new windows. And ideally, they paint all the trims, the gutters, the fascia into this brown color to match. It's very similar to what it's there existing, but yeah, I guess to make it look fresh. So here's the brown color. Do you want to also take a look at it?
You said, paint the gutter. Didn't I see that?
The gutters are currently brown.
Yeah,
And on the rear, on one side of the building, the gutter completely fell off. So they're gonna be replacing that gutter with existing to that. Trying to match what was there before.
but then you're gonna paint the
The
existing.
entire, yes, and paint the existing
Okay.
gutters. And trims,
I'm only stumbling a little bit because typically those are pre-finished.
Yeah, and to
And-
paint, them, gonna require them to be painted again in terms of where, what's the reason behind that decision?
it is to match all the trims to one color,
I'm just thinking about the durability.
okay?
If that metal is not electrostatically painted or painted in a factory
Yes,
as a pre-finish, it is going to very, very quickly.
Quickly,
This weather's a great example. Actually, the past month we've had no humidity, it's been very dry. And that's going to cause the adhesion of the paint to the metal surface in particular.
we could keep the standard brown color that it comes from. It won't be exactly the same color than from.
you mean
what
in
we
terms of
match. Yeah,
this color?
right,
You could take a sample to the paint store and they'll get it close.
yeah, too, but there's a lot of trim around the building. And it's more of a reddish brown. Yeah, a rich red.
Which you will paint rich brown, correct? The trim, the existing
Yeah.
trim. So what's the hesitation in terms of placing the gutter in kind with the pre-finish and
Yeah.
factory finish
We can do
brown?
that. It was just the color was a little bit more on the reddish tone.
So,
But it can
Fine.
be matched, right? The
Yeah.
paint color, if you're gonna paint all the trim,
Mm-hmm.
you could have it match.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we can
yeah,
do that option.
I think you have a professional obligation to tell the client that
Okay,
this is what you need to expect. maintenance basis,
Yeah.
and this isn't gonna be every 10 years, this is gonna be
2 years.
2 years, 3 years.
That-
I
Yes,
just think,
right, right.
I mean, it's just gonna start to,
2 year kind of thing.
and,
Yeah,
but the paint's gonna start to peel, and it's gonna fall off onto the property, and then it's just gonna look bad. And this is a lot of time and effort and money that's being put to do this today,
yeah,
so
that's fine. We'll then match everything to the gutter color.
You're matching for all the wood
Yeah,
trim
for all the wood.
to match the gutter
Yeah.
factory
I
finish.
mean, is it pretty close to that?
No, no.
I mean, the good thing is your stucco is really
It's
neutral.
light,
It is.
It-
yeah.
And pretty much get anything to go with beige, especially if you're in the brown family. So
Yeah.
undertone.
Yeah, that's fine. That's okay.
Okay.
And then what else? The brick will be reappointed as needed if there's loose mortar, just to prevent it from the elements. And, I think,
Are you,
one more thing, yes, before I forget. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if you're putting the awnings back.
Yes, so we have two options, or we put the awning back, one of them fell. Or we propose, or we're open to any options from.
Suggestions from the board.
Yeah. To, maybe do, wood awning. Instead of the aluminum one that it's currently.
Yeah,
Maybe wood, and potentially you can do a shed type
Shed design.
design
Yeah.
with the top of that little roof be the same to the existing roof, shingles,
yeah.
and then painted the sides of the wood the same color of the trims.
Yes. How would you support the,
On the
Okay.
existing, posts that are, wrought iron. I do have a picture, it's the last picture of the presentation, if.
so it'd be wood on rough iron?
Yes, cause then the railings are the same stuff. And they do have the existing posts there on both entrances. Will be the very last page. So that, yes. You zoom in.
Almost reticent that, the mixed material.
There, so you see, they already have those two columns. In iron. So we would like to ideally keep them, cause they match all the ornaments around the
Right.
entire building.
But you can get a metal, awning that color?
We can also do metal, wood,
I wonder how I feel about the wood and the metal post.
I would not do wood,
Yeah, and metal post.
and I actually, you did say cloth or?
No, she said metal. I don't think cloth was. Did you mention cloth, or you said, yeah,
is
metal?
that wood or metal?
I think the metal fine. Yeah,
Metal's better.
yeah.
It's a little
More
bit more,
durable.
yeah, it's also,
Synergistic.
it's in keeping with
Yeah.
sort of the aesthetic that's there. This is a little too ratchy house.
That's still a metal awning.
It has a current, an existing,
No, I know,
yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
Corrugated,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's just without the scalloped edges, this one. It's
Would
just-
be straight.
Yeah,
Oh, that's supposed to represent metal?
that, yes, that is a metal.
That one is, I was trying to represent in wood.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, you were trying to represent this in.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can see lap siding, so
Well, I can see that will.
Not
Sounds
doing
menacing.
metal. Not be
Okay.
done in metal?
So a metal, like,
Yes,
so metal could have this surface, or smooth, is that which are you proposing? To have more, a paneled surface for the metal, or it'll be smooth?
of
The metal.
smooth,
It'll be smooth. for the
yeah.
metal. That's fine.
I think that's fine. It's very innocuous.
And then have it the same color as the trims.
Mhm. The posts will also be the same colors, from the metal posts, holding up the
Now, keep
awning.
them black.
You'll see them black.
Yeah,
Okay, they're existing though?
yeah, all the metal, all work around
The ironwork?
are
Mhm.
black. Including the fire escape, the front railing
Mhm.
for the little parents at the third floor.
I will say though, you mentioned that you would kind of spot point the brick.
As needed, right now, the break it doesn't seem that needs any work. But once they're there, I'm sure there's probably some mortar here and there that will need to be filled in.
Yes, I mean, it's,
The building's pretty bad shape currently. It's been empty for almost a year.
I think you've got bigger issues with the brick retaining wall than the
The
facade.
facade,
You can see there's already been repair work done.
I was, yeah, wondering if there was going to be greater attention paid to that aspect of it, since you're doing all of the things, and then for the brickwork to look like it's been being patched and I understand this is an investment to upgrade, but it will not, it meaning, if the brickwork is quasi-addressed, it's gonna minimize all the investment.
The hard
that you
work.
made.
yeah, I can point that out to the owner. Do a power wash and reappoint the,
Yeah, because a power wash is gonna obviously eliminate any issues. And then the repointing is obviously going to, give it longevity and, as well as aesthetic,
And that would
facelift.
include- Sorry, that would include the steps as well.
the entire brick, anything that's brick, which is the entire perimeter
Yeah,
around the fence.
yeah,
Those steps, on that side and then on the other side,
yeah,
on the other, because it has two entrances, actually three, on the other side, there's more
Yeah.
steps. So, yeah, but there's no brick on the
on the
on
back
the other
side.
side, yeah, on the other side of the building. And that would apply to the garage, because there's also a little garage on the side of the building.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be a condition.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
And is there a light above the door that I'm seeing?
They do have lights, and we are proposing to remain. To
Not
make
change the
sure.
fixtures, yeah.
On another picture, the front one, maybe the bottom one, you can see that there's a light.
Yeah, I can kind of see that, yeah.
There you.
Yeah,
you can see
I
it.
see it better there,
Yeah, that the now.
yes. And it's a sidewalk, what is this, the walk leading up to the stairs, is that concrete?
Concrete.
Okay, they'll just probably just power wash that when they do the brick. So,
So is there going to be any landscaping done?
So right now, as of probably 2013, the building doesn't have any landscape. I did search on Google Maps. That before that, they did have a hedge around the house. And we can bring that back. They have two here, and then they had hedges all around the perimeter, and I believe they have pebbles, white pebbles on the inside, which is.
So that is not currently in the scope?
I did not add that to the scope, because they didn't have this since 2012. 2012, it was already on the hedge, at least around the house.
So, but right, at this point, the work that you're doing with the owner,
I didn't,
Doesn't include
doesn't
landscape.
include landscaping, but, we can add it as a condition.
Well, but
I don't object.
with that condition is a landscape plan needs to be presented as part of the submission as well.
Could I have the option to propose this at a later time?
I think you need to have the conversation with the owner,
Yes.
because I mean, is the gravel still there? I don't even.
Yes, the white gravels are still there.
Um,
They are there, since the, 2015. Since 2015, it's completely bare.
Which is an indication we don't want to deal with any landscape.
yeah.
Yeah,
So my recommendation is that you have a conversation with the owner to determine if landscaping is a part of this scope.
Okay.
If it is going to be, then a landscape plan will need to be developed and included and presented. And I'll just add a little asterisk note, please tell him use native plants with
Yeah.
native plantings.
Okay, yeah, I'll bring it to his attention.
It's a great opportunity to put some medium-sized trees. in that
Yeah,
spot.
especially with the corner lot too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
right in the middle.
yeah, well, especially with that white stone
Mm-hmm.
that's there. Stone's going to act like a radiator and attract heat, and, the thing is it's white, so it's gonna deflect some, but it's also gonna be very, very bright, like it is outside right now.
Yeah, yes, I can definitely bring it up to him.
Okay.
Right.
I just have one last question.
Yes.
Ironwork on the roof line, is that remaining?
So, what?
Iron work.
Yes,
It looks like
on
that,
the terrace, yes.
looks like
Okay.
that's an occupiable space up there.
Okay.
Yes, that's the third floor unit and they have a door to
To
windows
access
and
the-
they go up, yes, that's it.
Are there any further observations, concerns? Would you mind?
The determination on the landscape again, how we want to read for that.
Yeah, she's gonna speak to the owner to see if they want to include it. They may, that they have the option, obviously. Can we recap any conditions?
So I have,
Oh.
oh, sorry. I changed the page here, 1 second. I have. Sorry, I had it typed in and then they disappeared. I was typing it as we were going and then suddenly they disappeared.
Things, matching the gutter color and trim.
Correct.
And it was to power wash the building also. Yes.
Well, the pointing of all the brickwork on the
And,
Oh, yes.
on the
okay.
property.
the landscape plan.
I have applicant shall not paint gutters, replacement gutters shall be purchased to match existing trim. Did I have that right?
Yes.
Wait,
Yeah.
no, wait, say that last part again?
Applicant shall not paint gutters, replacement gutters shall be purchased to match existing trim.
No,
Okay,
Yeah.
got that, okay.
the trim is going to be painted to match the existing.
Oh, okay, very good. And then I said,
At one point, for the purposes of the resolution, bring out replacement gutters. That my understanding.
That is my understanding, with the exception where there's new required.
Yes,
There's
there's
the-
one that's rotten on the.
That's not
left.
existing.
Correct. Some
It's on
missing
floor.
gutters. There's gonna be some missing gutters, yeah.
But
Okay.
they're gonna have to purchase another one to put it,
Okay.
but that one's like, you could break what they're in.
Okay, so I rewrote it as, applicant shall not paint gutters, trim shall be painted to match new gutters.
Correct.
Okay, New, or.
New
replacement.
factory finished
New
gutter.
factory finished.
Brown color. It's a little bit
Right.
creative with the color.
And then I wrote, facade must be power washed and brick shall be repointed.
And. I think brick,
Brick shall be power.
all brick.
All brick on the property
All brick on the property, okay.
shall be power washed and repointed.
This is not existing corner color.
Yes, to match existing watercolor, we can't get
Oh, yeah,
creative
we
there.
should.
Yeah,
All the way back.
To match.
existing water.
Okay, very good. So I just have those two conditions. Is there another one?
The awning,
Oh, the awning, right, okay. Awning shall be metal,
Yes,
replacement awning shall be metal.
And it can be solid or corrugated or just solid?
so,
Solid.
Shall be solid.
Solid, no,
design,
well,
Plain solid, straight.
the corrugated is definitely a dated.
yeah,
Not corrugated.
not
Yeah.
corrugated.
non-corrugated.
Why did it also go?
It was the time, sign of the time,
If you walk around. A lot of homes.
sad them.
A lot of
Which
problems.
kind of almost says,
Which I
they
wonder.
last a long time.
No, well, they lasted a long
That
time.
was also a lot of the semi-attached homes. All
The
those corrugated, semi-attached homes, all brick.
But then I
semi-attached,
feel like they
all
make
those
some
corrugated.
good architectural styles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well,
So
it
it's
was
like,
never,
why would you do that on a Twitter
yeah,
post?
it was never about
Oh, yeah,
variance for state application, okay. And then, of course, noted is
still landscape.
the landscaping, to be discussed with homeowner. And that's, we have no real stipulations there because it's not part of this application
Okay, so we're basically approving it at this meeting,
with those conditions.
but with respect to landscaping, what would you like me to write?
The board recommended that
That be discussed, for a separate future application if desired.
and you can add in there, and
Native
will strongly recommend native plants.
So,
So.
so board recommended that landscaping plan be provided,
Mm-mm.
no,
No,
I wanna make sure to.
No. Consultant will advise or,
We'll discuss with homeowner
uh, if landscaping should be included as, part of the scope of
this
work.
project.
Board recommended that applicant discuss with homeowner.
If landscaping
Mhm.
will be part of the scope of this project.
If homeowner agrees that it should be, then consultant and owner will submit
Landscape.
updated application to present a landscape plan.
So you had to come back before the board, you're saying?
If,
Yes,
yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, we do want amendment to this application to add.
yeah. I mean, this is if he
If
decides
he
to make
decides,
it.
Yeah.
So whatever trees he decides, or any landscaping, we make an amendment and then we come here.
If it's a full-blown landscaping approach, yes.
and what does that mean?
Yeah, like
If
what.
he goes to Home Depot and buys a dogwood, that's ridiculous. But if there is a plan to incorporate landscaping, then it should be presented to the board. I mean, it's a gray area.
Really is.
Extremely gray.
Okay,
But at this point, it's not a part of this application.
yeah, so there's no,
You don't need a landscape architect. If I look for a.
No. but it was certainly improved. There's a lot of
Yeah.
hardscape, a lot of hard materials, and it wouldn't have to be much, so
Yeah.
it's, up to you guys. Okay, so we will make who will make a motion to approve with those conditions?
But based on those conditions, I would make a motion.
I have a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a
You're welcome.
great night.
Thank you. Were things sorted out? Or should we go to,
I think the problem with that is the video was doing this right, but the audio was lacking. So,
all right, so we'll table it, you still work it out, and then we'll try it, and
yeah,
if it's a real problem, then it's a real problem.
yeah.
So we'll move on to the next application. Okay, that would be 3.3, 27 Beach Street. In the industrial district, we have received an affidavit of signed posting. Let's see, the applicant is requesting a certificate of appropriateness to construct a two-story concrete industrial building on the property as well as a new driveway, paving for off-street parking and landscaping. The proposed building will serve as a heavy equipment auto repair storage facility on the first floor and a parking garage on the second floor. This is a new construction?
It's under construction.
It's under construction? Do you have samples with you?
I do a sample breakfast.
Okay, good.
That's the lady, that's the lady.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, so the project will involve building over an existing foundation structure that was completed 2 decades ago without ever constructing a full building. Please state your name.
My name is Kevin Muneta, representing in Manila, something, first 2%. So I stated, we are proposing to construct a new industrial building, the north side of Beach Street. West side of Beach Street. Currently a small, background of what the building is. The structure has been in for maybe 2 decades, but, I believe the previous design professional or contractors building code was not a construction, but foundation was already set, was not, road just be an ornament foundation layout. So we're just proposing to continue from there, the foundation will assess it, stable and good enough.
Sorry, if I could interject, so I'm looking at Google, street map, December 24th. It's not just a foundation, it's walls.
Right, it is, foundation doesn't go in, it's wall in the like it's, 4 feet deep and then it goes up. It's essentially.
I'm sorry.
Sure, so yeah, we're proposing to just complete the project and add other storage. The first floor is going to be the storage space. And for equipment, and then they put this in the field. This is out of most of the whole thing space, and then it's just enclosed. This was also unfinished and steered set the one. So yeah, we're proposing to add stairs to the second floor, this bathroom here, and you have to go bathroom. And this area is going to be some heavy equipment storage and all the way there on the first floor. And the second floor is spread out, it's apartment and,
For parking, and what was the last enclosed?
So. Yeah, essentially same layout as the lower level is bathroom, stairs, and then everything else is open. On the space, you have the garage door here at the back, how the site is laid out, or at least how the site is right now. The grade goes upward, so the quote unquote basement has a garage door. The basement level, but then we go up, the first floor is at the grade level, the other side should be the garage door from that side as well. So it slopes up an entire floor. You'll see better over there. Yeah, see here, the slope goes all the way up, by the time you get here, where it gets this floor, there's a garage for the parking space. The open parking fee classes like that. So the front of the side is primarily going to be, brick, here, front, of pretty much the entire building, so it's color of brick. We're proposing a new garage door here, we provided, cut sheets for it, and the windows as well. Have a custom with coating at the top, and the trees are also custom at the mid-level of the roofs. And, that's essentially architectural. Notes for the, it's an industrial building, so it's not.
So you're aligning the cornice with the adjacent building line?
We're just going to follow the existing layout that's already like.
Cornice.
Oh, you said about here?
Yeah,
Yes. I don't know how many stories this existing building.
it's two.
It's 2 stories, yeah, that should be enough. We do have a landscaping plan.
Is that your property to the right facing this rendering?
No, that's here?
Yes.
No. We're well, there's a slight, should be slight, but you. One side, right, about 4 feet and 8 feet on this side, but the wall that's seen from the front is just covering this area right here, it's not the building, there's no building behind it. Rendering, explain that. This wall just covers the grade line. It's a side here, right behind, well, the big building area is right here. Similarly from the bed, let's see here, this wall kind of extended out. They're proposing, there's a camera plan, those to the board, but 2 front cameras here for security and do that. Kind of visual tires, probably, we have lights from the back of the property, 2 on each side. Yes, we have 2 lights, onto the wall, front, and 2 back. Also show the illumination and how far it can set up the property. Yeah. Landscaping plan. We have plantings on this side of the side yard and this side here. This area is usually off-street parking with 4 parking spaces. The driveway into the scale. Questions?
Let me see those finishes if you have them.
Actually, before we do that, do you have in your package right there, the, elevation, it's like Robertson Street?
The elevation? Sure. It's not common, so it's not good.
Robertson, yeah.
You got all the 3 color options that we have, and I'm sure you what we're going with. If you guys prefer a similar, different option, this is what we have. But we have a variety of samples that we can pick from, probably the suggestions. It's the primary color we're going for.
Is there a reason?
It's
Just something that you
Yeah.
like?
yeah. It's a little different from the standard
Oh, yeah, it is.
industrial, yeah.
It is. It is a little different. Almost peachy, but not as peachy as
Right.
this one.
That's what, yeah.
So, I was surprised by that. But it's kind of bright, so, you know, that's, maybe it'll be a good thing. Can I see that sample again? Thank you.
Or the little. So-
No.
It is a high five on that street. And they're actually in the building. Wood. Wow.
Look at those doors.
Look at those doors.
I was actually, I'm a lot more conservative, but who am I? You know, if we were going light, I'd probably do something like that. But
But there's no objection to.
no,
This is an actual brick.
that's a veneer.
Yes, the thing.
It's a sample of veneer. Which is more like it looks like a concrete aggregate
Yeah.
in the shape of a brick. So I'm not sure what the
This is how they
profile
create it.
is.
This is how they can get their samples.
So it's a veneer, basically.
Yeah,
Yes, because the foundation is already, the wall beach.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's not, it's a veneer like,
What size?
Two inch or 1 inch, 1 inch veneer.
No, no, no,
Thickness?
the shape,
Oh, by 4.
8x4.
Yeah.
And what is the profile? Is it flat? Does it have an angled edge? What's the profile? Is it
It's flat. but we have-
profile like a brick?
Right, it is flat, but we have the option to chamfer it at the edges to kind of give it
Right, but there won't be anything in between. There's no.
no.
there's more.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Mortar, yeah. Oh,
I mean,
you mean like between the concrete and the
No,
No,
between the bricks.
bricks? Yeah, there's more.
Okay, I mean,
What
the-
color is the mortar?
I'd say the standard gray.
Use that color?
Which
That's
color?
kind of interesting.
Use the one you
That peachy
suggested.
color.
The same color?
No,
The
the
one
one you
you're-
suggested.
Right, yeah,
So
the same
what's
color.
the mortar? What would the mortar be?
The mortar's a
The
gray.
gray, yeah. Light gray, not dark gray.
Yeah, there's a speck of gray. There's some gray in
yeah,
there.
it's very good.
So
mean,
like very light.
Yeah,
So for me, what comes to mind, and how about you?
it will look
Cle-
like a grid.
Well, Fleetwood, the CVS in Fleetwood has brick veneer. It's red brick, but it's a veneer. It's not.
Yes.
Sorry, I say it's not real brick. It's not.
I'm not opposed to, I'm not, that it's the color itself that I'm, yeah, struggling with actually.
Okay. Would you prefer the standard industrial look with the?
Like I'm thinking honestly, so if your mortar is even going to be a light gray, you're gonna see a bit of a grid. It's not going to look like the rendering where it feels like it's, you know, harmonious in terms of color, unless there is a mortar that is similar to that color.
Yeah, we can explore the options to see which one would kind of blend in.
This is, I mean, you said earlier that there's no specific, there's no branding.
No,
It's sort of
it's like you just recommend another color, another.
And if this isn't a retail space where you're trying to draw attention, I would look for something that's a little more subtle. It's going to stand out and probably not in the best way.
And by
It
subtle,
is going to be a Ferrari, auto bike repair. They're
well, then it
certified.
needs to have some sophistication.
Right.
And I don't know if
They're
that is
They're
sophisticated.
very sophisticated, you know, auto repair, bike shop.
All right.
Some of them look like the flooring, the tropical houses, what was that flooring called? All made.
Yeah, terrazzo.
Terrazzo.
Yeah, so
Some
some
of them
kind
look
of
like that.
concrete aggregate. And that's what's tricky, because if you choose the wrong color, it look like a concrete aggregate building, and that doesn't.
I mean, honestly, unless Ferrari, or if they can pull in some brand piece to this.
This for you.
I would say, based on the look of the streetscape,
Some
that
red.
you go with something
red, brown.
more,
Okay,
Mhm.
more traditional.
more traditional, more subtle.
And I would probably lean to conservative too, because, you know, maybe this as opposed to either of these.
Well, there's a red brick that's next to it. There's a brown brick.
So good, this brown brick in between the red brick will be like a bookend. So. I would recommend this one, I don't know what anyone else would say, but,
I think
or
that.
if this one.
What is the frontage of the building? What's the frontage of the building? Footage, the foot.
Oh, I have to look at the plans. It's
Here.
probably 80 to 1.
So I'm saying, you know, if you think about this pale color, that many feet of, it's.
You gotta be careful that it
yeah,
doesn't look
yeah,
too
it's gonna
much like
be-
concrete.
Right.
Yeah.
The 40 area.
Here's my suggestion, is you separate
20
these.
feet? I think it's
Yeah.
20 feet across.
Maybe 40.
That's all.
Yeah. It's about 60.
64,
That's a lot
and it's a lot.
for that
Oh, this
color.
is 20, of course, and
I think it's a lot
for which color?
for the original.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I would go somewhere here.
Okay.
My suggestion is to get several samples of this, take them to the site. I would get this one, get this one. I'd grab a red, actually,
This one has a red undertone, no?
a little bit.
Or this one? Pinkish. This is an interesting material. Surprised this is chosen as opposed to like a traditional brick veneer. Is that even an option? A traditional brick veneer instead of this aggregate looking material?
Oh, yeah, why not? If that's the option, board artist.
I think.
Yeah, because this is, we're even struggling. You could make it simple, keep it simple and do a traditional brick veneer. And it will look classic,
It'll be
like
more
the kind of
elegant.
cars
It'll
that
be more elegant.
Okay,
the company is servicing.
okay. So pretty much like the red, towards the red spectrum.
Yeah, as you can see, your neighbors, some of the more patina brick,
Okay,
sometimes the brick is not solid, it'll have some nuances. Well, no, in terms of darker, it just won't be, have some darker, lighter moments in one sample, so it looks more aged.
gotcha.
So instead of like this, you know, solid brick,
Yeah.
new color, it could have something a little bit more, again, patinaed. It's almost like how roofs have shadowing, just to mimic something that
Yeah.
is aged, same thing. Yes.
I mean, it's not, depending on what you choose, it's not a bad material.
Well, the thing is that we're left to our imagination. It's not like we see rendering that we
No, I
can
know.
look at to scale, really make a decision.
I did
That's
like
the
the,
court.
I did like this, this,
I love that too, to be honest. So where are we left?
so brown, yeah, just, maybe explore the different color of the facade in terms of the brick, just brown, right?
Kevin, is it possible to do a rendering?
With the revised, yeah. Absolutely.
That's the only way we can really all get a sense of, otherwise it's conjecture, and then why are we even doing this?
Yeah, right.
It should be.
Because you know what, I actually do kind of like the material now that I see it.
Well, you know,
Application.
there you have it. So seeing it's gonna support a decision a lot better than
So,
guessing.
so still go with the similar material.
You can,
color.
if once you and your client see a rendering and you're happy with it,
Okay,
and you're like, yeah, we wanna go with this, we're obviously now, that commissioner Riley's looking at some renderings and I'm seeing it too. It's not that it's horrible. It's just
It's hard to envision.
for this structure in that context. Because you are in a neighborhood of some really old, I mean, one was even had a wood, kind of like a original exterior. This is very modern.
Some carriages.
Yeah, this is very modern. So you also, with your client, have to kind of, you know, is that the feel that you want? Is that what you're going for? And if it is, lean in. But if it's not, he'll be able to make a better decision once he understands.
We did
How-
present the rendering to him.
To him.
Then he was like.
I would really lean into, because then you're managing client expectations. He might be like, "Oh, this looks crazy."
Right,
So-
so we looked in that point, so I was like,
Sure,
this should
Yeah.
color, that's what we're gonna, I don't know if you guys look at it, but, think about it, recently.
I don't see it there, because that almost reads, unless it needs to come closer, it reads like smooth stucco. And I really can't see.
Oh, like the smooth feel.
Yeah, I didn't expect, when you showed us the sample, I didn't expect it to be so active.
This is not that color. This has got a greenish, tint to it, yeah.
Maybe it's the shadow.
Can you bring it closer?
Maybe it's the shadows that.
It's still not that yellowish.
It's not that material, it's more solid.
Yeah, the rendering company.
Yeah.
We'll.
Yeah, you'd have to work with, if that, again, is the supplier you want to use, you'd have to work with them to make sure that your rendering is accurate for your own sake too.
One of the things, Kevin, that I see that I think makes that product successful in these applications is that there's relief, whether it be through a mix of different stones. You have your lintel and
The banding.
banding and the trimmer on the windows, but there's a lot more activity, visual activity happening, physical use of materials. And I think too, even if it's used in a traditional project, like this building is in Philadelphia, this has got a lot of base relief to the facade that implies that it's a brick. This does not.
Okay.
So
It
this-
also looks like they might have used two different,
yeah,
not very,
or that could even just be a
Yeah.
variation that happens in the material, because it does look like a board type of material that's made
Yeah.
in solid blocks. But we're not seeing that. And again, I think you need several.
Okay.
Because if you're looking at one and counting on it being consistent, you know that doesn't happen.
So.
thank you. Yeah, 48 Ridgeway? Are you here for 48 Ridgeway? And that's you too? Kevin? Okay, 48 Ridgeway, single family resident. And we have received an affidavit of signposting. Deirdre Collins, hi Deirdre, represented by Kevin, obviously, the subject property. Single family, the applicant is requesting a certificate of appropriateness to legalize the existing open porch. The plan is for the porch to be enclosed to create a new insulated sunroom that will be constructed with wood partition and finished with stucco. Are you presenting? Or you wanna have a? Could you state your name and address? I'm sorry.
Eva Collins, 48 Ridgeway Street, Mount Vernon, New York. I'm in the process of legalizing the house, as my CO is not correct. And the inspector went into the house, he found other things that weren't planned that the owners had done, and we didn't know about. So, so I wanted to show you pictures of what it looks like,
Currently?
currently.
Yeah, feel free. You know.
And,
Drop it.
sure, right this way.
Just to clarify, I've seen a situation where she bought a house with a lot of illegal.
When did you buy the house, Deirdre?
2020.
2020? Okay.
So now the porch happened to be illegal, their closed porch happened to be illegal. There's a garage that they removed from the property that was supposed, they made a storage room, patio doors on it. So she's in a situation where she has to rectify that, build apartments like that to, or to get approved for the.
Enclosure.
Yeah, the enclosure. And, you know, it's, you guys can get it, it's been there for however long she's been there, maybe longer than that. Probably over a couple of decades from our research, probably 3-4 decades, the close porches were there illegally, so.
So I'm curious, what prompted this?
So I was trying to get a CEO that was accurate because on the second floor, we have 2.5 bathrooms. It shows the CO that we live in. So that prompted all the questions as the inspector came to the house and said, oh, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't right, this is not. So the, anyhow. You know, and also I brought back the head, because I also went back to the children. Having a fence, and they said that.
Cause you came before our board before
Yes,
about the driveway, I remember now.
I thought.
In my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Or the building department told her that she can't build a fence because they don't allow fence.
Yeah.
Property, but she has pictures of plenty of the properties that have similar structures, you know.
The first one is, my house, and then the
Right.
other ones are within a block or 2 blocks of the neighborhood, and there's even more, I can take pictures of others that don't have that fences. Because she said I have to take out my wood fence, the metal one, I don't understand.
So we're hoping that the board can approve some sort of special.
Well, we already approved it.
Okay.
So I would imagine this is more of an internal conversation with the building department and the planning department.
It could be, and, in some cases, particularly this neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
the fence is usually a common stuff. So you may wanna double check or that might be reason why it's not.
You hear her argument, and she's showing us evidence of, thank you, evidence of fences similar to hers currently existing in the neighborhood. And we approved her to have this fence, obviously unknowing all of this, and she didn't know that this was going to also happen. So, I don't know that there's anything that our board can do to address, the building department. We could make a suggestion, maybe having an internal conversation, just kind of stating the facts and maybe, posing questions. Depending on how we feel, leaning in either direction about, her situation.
But for clarity, the fence was already there. when we
Yeah,
bought the
that's what
house.
she bought.
So it's a pre-existing condition. So we didn't approve the fence. We looked
We
at the
approved it
driveway.
based on. Okay, I see what you're saying. We approved the driveway access to be created. We didn't necessarily approve the fence.
No, we did not.
Because it was not up for our approval.
No.
The fence was never up for our,
Yeah,
it was already there.
But did the building,
We did relocate, the fence has been relocated, it's from the initial proposal was to relocate, create kind of like an
Yeah.
entrance way.
But we
That's
were,
what-
our board was, the certificate was to, or the application was to approve the opening and the driveway. Was our job, right, to approve or disapprove, which we approved the driveway. And this is just for clarity's sake, we're just organizing our head around all of this. It wasn't that, and this is a fence material, what I recall is that you said, and this is the existing fence, and we'll just be continuing this material, blah, blah, blah. We're like, fine, that's fine with us. Am I summarizing that relatively correct based on memory?
So so what you're here before us tonight to present includes the fence?
I think this is, you kind of inserted this. This is not what I read nothing about a fence.
Yes, well, yeah, it was.
It's something that you just brought to our attention,
So what is being presented to us?
the sunroom.
No, but are you making modifications?
It was pretty big.
They're legalizing.
So, okay,
So this is a certificate of appropriateness to legalize the existing open porch. The plan is for the porch to be enclosed, well, it's already enclosed, to create a new insulated sunroom. It's already done. So it's basically to legalize the work that was done 10 years ago, not work that you did. You bought the house that way.
I think look at Google images from.
Sure.
There, so.
Any legal advice on this?
I'm sure this is really issue that's probably before our architecture. If you need to legalize that some, certainly there might be some considerations of what to consider, such as whether or not it's visible as from the street as far as the sidewalk. But if it's merely the approval that you need from the building department as part of the application process, then that has to be resolved, negotiated through the entire process and submitted requisite drawings to the building department so that they respect whether or not it meets requirements.
I feel like this is a bit backwards right now.
It is.
That's a lot for something that, go ahead.
It was submitted, and they said that.
What was submitted
The plan.
for how it is existing was submitted to the building department,
Yes, and they said that.
that the ARB, because it is something that is,
But the issue for the ARB, first and foremost, is that they need to know that whatever is existing meets the dimensional requirements and code requirements.
I would imagine that it
That's by the building department. Yes, they can make a recommendation.
it wouldn't come to us. if
Find
it
the
didn't.
examiner's report that you still need to get the approval for actually people.
Yeah, that's.
But it wouldn't come to us if it didn't, correct?
You had an inspector in there already.
If that issued the national recognition process, it's so important.
You have a copy of the plan examiner's report?
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, we don't have a plan examiner.
We don't,
So,
not in the package?
okay, this is all coming back to me now.
Okay.
Like 3 weeks ago, I met with Sheen Medali about this, me and him. There is no plan examiner report because the plan examiner didn't know what to do, right? So, didn't know what to do. So what happened, instead of a plan examiner report, in the file, we have like, the plan examiner, the building department staff summarized a meeting that they had with the applicant. So there's like this meeting summary in the file in place of a plan examiner report. So in this summary, they're saying that, the existing approval from 2025 that you reviewed, last year, does not address the enclosed porch on the first floor.
Right.
Then it says the ARB approval obtained for fences is not required. Instead, a variance is gonna be required for the fence.
It was never brought to us, it meaning the fence was never brought to the ARB.
Right, so,
We don't give variances.
right, so what they're saying is they're gonna have to go to the ZBA for the fence. Right, but the reason they're showing you the fence now is they just wanna get your sense on it. Like, if you hate the idea of having a
Oh.
fence,
Okay.
let them know, so they don't have to go to the zoning board and deal with them. You know what I'm saying? That's the idea.
Okay,
So what's your read on the fence? Do you hate it? Do you like it?
it's
Do you not care?
existing. It's existing, and this is a big enough quandary, and I live around the corner. It hasn't offended me.
Okay,
And it's something that was there, honestly, before this homeowner got here. Again, it's a ball that we drop as a municipality, and you know, I don't know what to say outside of that.
See any resolution that's about the portion of the area.
About the porch?
porch.
No, they say that they need a COA at this meeting or whatever to talk for those existing, those legalizations.
So our
And-
job is to look at it aesthetically,
Uh-huh.
not, we imagine that code wise, it meets whatever requirements from the building department. And, you know, here we are
Are we
saying, was
making-
there a plan examiner report? There is not. So we're making an aesthetic.
Is
assessment?
that assumption well-founded? That we assume that it meets code, or do we have a document that says there is nothing here legally wrong with the?
We could make that disclosure and just stay in our lane as far as, you know, making an aesthetic, yay or nay. In terms of, you know, it could kind of be a clause, if you will, to note.
Make it shorter.
I think, I
Yeah.
think you have to keep it as
She said there was an inspector in the house. Did someone come in to inspect the porch and?
It's just not a
I have
plan.
an agreement as
report.
well, since the applicant is here, tonight, based on the condition that we're assuming all of the other criterias have been met. I think that we should be able to look at it as a board from the aesthetic side of it and make a decision on it tonight,
Right.
so that at least you don't have to address that.
If I could add to what the commissioner just said, I think this is as simple as saying this is appropriate to the style of this house. Because the design is not being presented per se, it is as
Done
built
situation, yeah,
that everyone has seen
yeah,
for 20 years.
yeah.
And I'm sorry to be quite blunt, I would find it ridiculous if we make any suggestions.
Right, totally. But we will have a notation that first, the building department is, you know, their job to make sure that it's, you know, what it needs to be in terms of structurally for them. That's not what we're going to make a recommendation on or approve. We approve it as aesthetically, being seen for the last 20 years. So
So now, the matter of the fence, and changing the entire fence,
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that.
Violence.
now, there was one proposal, do I need some special approval then? Let's say, don't accept your.
Ask your question once more.
So, because if the building department didn't accept approval on this,
On the driveway,
on the fence.
we didn't
For the fence,
approve.
You're right, so there'll be, do I need to fill out something else to show them the fence?
We did not approve the fence never came, oh, you mean this for this meeting?
Yes.
Yes, it will be noted that we approved the fence. That'll be part of our approval for design.
Is there like a special kind of approval they need? Because they said that.
They haven't asked us for special, there's nothing in here that says special approval. Is there? Hello? Is there anything for special approval for the fence? Outside of, do we like the fence and not like the fence, or do we think it's appropriate or not?
Yeah, I mean, it's more or less like, because if they go to zoning for the variance, they just wanna know that
We're okay. with it.
you're okay with it.
We're okay, that's
Yeah.
all they want to know.
Yeah, yeah,
Are
yeah.
we okay with the fence?
Yeah.
So our recommendation will be submitted to the zoning board as well as the building department.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
But we had one more game that we presented to the zoning board, and I'm pretty sure the layout of the driveway that would be initially into the garage, I believe that's what they're.
If that was part of the submission,
Yeah.
the recent submission?
Yeah, that's saying.
Sure. Go ahead, I'm listening. What were you gonna say about that?
We're hoping to. Thank you. Is hoping to, instead of going into the garage, because it's not currently economical, but, you know, for the project, to redo, like I mentioned earlier, during the changes that were with the previous site deed, they removed the garage that was there.
Yeah, there is no garage.
Right, and didn't even know the drive, they removed everything.
Right.
So it's more economically feasible for her to provide a driveway that, goes in this manner and just have an open parking and go for a variance with the board.
What was
For-
proposed that we approved?
It was a driveway to rebuild the driveway and rebuild the constructed garage.
But
inside the
was
house.
to rebuild the garage?
Yeah, we put a new door, everything, and a new garage door, right now it's patio.
Right, and there's obviously, it's not like it's open space,
Right,
it's a room now where the garage was,
right, so it was a matter of just removing everything and making it into
a garage,
full compliant garage, yes.
and you're not wanting to do that now.
Yeah, it's not,
Financially, extremely expensive to do it that way.
So you're wanting to be able to pull into your property and create this space where you can park
Yes.
in the yard, if you will. And you want to landscape it so that it's not too visible for your neighbors. Okay,
so I'll push it to you guys as if you guys can accept that, 'cause
if we approve this.
Yeah, if it's
this is
something that you have
acceptable.
to open it up on the sort.
And you've done all your calculations for veracity, and-
Yes,
and so where are you with that percentage wise?
it's totally additional, it's similar to what was initially approved,
Just going in a different
it's
direction.
going in a different direction. Just a little more paving at it.
So that's what I'm asking. You're
Um,
still within your, so you
Yes.
have to do the
Yeah,
calculation.
the context and everything, yeah. It's still,
That hasn't been done yet.
it has not been developed, this is something that the partners. The previous.
And have you thought this out? I'm sure you have, but I want to ask the question. Because I mean, it looks, the yard isn't very big, right? And you feel comfortable and you've done a map and you've like virtually imagined and I'm sure you may have even sprayed it out, how much space the asphalt will occupy in your yard. And then you've also, once you spray it out, you're on your really lovely deck, you're imagining your car there, and you're comfortable with that. So just go through that process to make sure
Yeah.
that
I
you're
did.
getting that.
Did like quite a few diagrams,
Mhm.
to see what would work.
Mhm.
And, with the layout of, shrubbery and.
Sure.
We figured,
It could work.
use half of it anyway, and so
Right.
that makes sense for us. So we
Yeah.
don't use half of it anyway.
Yeah. And I will say in that neighborhood, it really is beneficial when there aren't cars parking on the street.
So can I throw one thing out there? I mean, first of all, turnaround, you gotta make sure you can pull in and pull out and not be driving over your grass all the time or
Or,
be forced to have a Mini Cooper the rest of your life. But so you have flipped this and you've split your backyard into two parts. Would it not have still worked to just keep the driveway as you had originally proposed? Even though that is not a garage, but if,
I understand what the question is, but.
yeah,
the
there's
dimensions-
the deck and stuff there.
The dimensions also, we need at least 36 feet to, for at least two cars. If you go here, you probably have about 18. if you
okay, so you just.
So why not, and I know there's a percentage, but what if they made this one part of that area, or turn around or something? If this were asphalt in this area,
Right, that was
would that help?
one of the two proposals to have side to side about 30 feet instead of just going straight.
Do it that way too.
That way, or
Then it would be too much hard
too much hard surface.
surface.
I
Yeah, okay, I thought I asked.
think, no, never heard.
Too much hard surface from an aesthetic standpoint or from a environmental standpoint?
I think
to-
both.
Okay,
Because you are gonna have water runoff as it is.
yeah,
And I don't know, without having the calculations here to see where you are today of, pervious, thank you, didn't mean porous, pervious and impervious surface, to understand what that is. So, I mean, in concept, I don't have an issue with this. I mean, I get that it's probably very expensive to recreate that garage. But again, it just has to meet the parameters that are part of the code with the impervious surface, pervious surface. But also, again, just so you're not driving a Mini Cooper for the rest of your life. Just make sure you can, the
Maneuver
adequate study is done to be
safely.
able to get in and get out.
Do a lot of diagrams, and that seemed to be the best one that worked best, because then we have the other side of the yard, and on this, on that side is the patio, so
Yeah.
that worked. And the
But you
stairway,
worked it, you felt it out from
Yeah,
a car standpoint, not just from the visual, like your
Yes.
vehicle, okay,
yes.
all right.
Sure. Because it's like, you know, part of the, when we first come in anyway too, there's at least half a parking lot. Actually, you can't count that because of the property line, but there's a full car length to get in. So it's not like you're going all the way in anyway, because there's a full length that, you know, piece of property line. is
You're
back
talking
further.
about right here,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, as
Yeah.
long as you've, you know, this is something that is going to be very functional for you and in actuality and not just in concept. So,
Can I ask you, like, what the process is in terms of approval? Last say,
so we're gonna give our approval for what is before us tonight. And that information will go to its respective building department, and then you will go wherever you need to go from there, and I'm assuming zoning. And of course, the building department issues the C of O. So they'll have to make sure that all the boxes are checked, ours being one, the zoning being another. And then you should be able to get your C of O, am I correct? Correctly?
so it only has to do with building.
At this, after our
After your, okay,
meeting. Goodbye.
yeah, there's a big decision. And I did speak to, we spoke to a lot of contractors, and it's just
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah,
I realize
yeah, I
It's
imagine,
gonna be such a big project.
sure. Welcome to homeownership.
I know, right?
In 2026.
Exactly.
Okay, so, we don't have any conditions, except for the notation.
Right, so can I just read the
Sure.
notations I wrote for you? The building department shall confirm that the existing improvements to be legalized conform with building code. And then the ARB agrees that the fence can be replaced if variances are granted by the ZBA. Okay, so that will go right in the document and they will see that.
And obviously the approval of the sunroom as you approve the aesthetic, so that the.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'll show you some other pictures I didn't get to show you, by the way.
Oh.
It's okay.
But that's not.
Oh,
That's a- I was
Sorry.
wondering. Really? Everybody's gonna do it, so.
Right. So. Driving on that
Yep,
side of the
mhm.
view.
And that's on Westchester side.
Yes, the Westchester side, and that's just a side view. Looks like that's on the side. Well, thank you very much.
Our pleasure, thank you, and all the best, of course. Okay. We approve, Yeah, we went through the approval. Is there, someone that wants to make a motion for the approval? Yes, that's what you need. I second it. All in favor? Aye. Are we, going to move forward with the other, because I don't see the homeowner.
Okay, so I've been testing the audio for the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, it works.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah, can you hear me? I can hear you.
Hi there.
Hi. I don't know where the owner is. He said he was coming. I've been texting him. He hasn't texted me back yet.
Well, he did mention last time that he would have trouble, and we kind of gave him a pass, not to
right.
attend class. You didn't get a pass, but we're giving you a pass.
I know. I work remote. I live in North Carolina, and all my flights to New York were canceled this week. So my office is in Bayside, but I do work remote.
That's no excuse.
I know.
Okay, let's read this into record as I'm here entertaining myself. Let's see, we're going to 3.1, 90 Overhill Road. R17 single family residence. The board has received an affidavit of signed posting, and the owner, Peter, here I go. Peter Quinn, represented by Joseph Sultana, the lead design professionals. Let's see, applicant is requesting a certificate of appropriateness for an as-built changes to the exterior walls and facade of an existing single-family residence, including windows, dormers, roof fascia, boards, roofing shingles, entry steps at the rear yard, and the facade base above grade. Please state your name and association to this project.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Please state your name and your association
Oh,
to the project.
Sorry, I'm Joseph Sultana. I'm the architect for 90 Overhill Road.
You may present.
Okay. Thank you, commissioners, for allowing me to do this virtually. After the meeting we had last month, I sat down with the contractor and the owner and took your comments and focused on the facade and trying to make it look like a more of a Tudor, and also at the second floor overhang to try to increase that overhang to reduce the depth of the eaves that were built. We tried different models, and we came up with this rendering. I don't know if it's on my screen. I think it's in the package that we sent over. Can you see my mouse?
Yes, we
Okay.
can see.
So what we did is we tried different things about pulling this facade forward more. Then it became it was a funny condition on the side, and by pulling it out further, then it sort of came into the turret. So we did a design where, since this dormer is here already, if we can build out this section of the dormer, build that out 6 inches, so it looks like it's popping out past the facade. Keeping the interior wall where it is, but building it out of stucco, having a deeper windowsill here, and then accentuating it with some wood trim around it. The other thing that we want to do is the little plinths that they have underneath the overhang, these pieces here, taking them all out and redoing them so this way they have a purpose. And we started with the first 2 underneath this overhang. We centered 3 of them over the window, and then we added another one here. So it's a little off balance. I'm trying to figure out the best way to make that work. The next thing that we did is we increased the height of the stone wainscot. We had it coming up to the first step on the patio. We did discuss about a windowsill or how to treat the base of the windows. And the windows didn't look like they were finished. So we discussed about having the wainscot continue up to the underside of the windows. to give the windows a base. And by doing this and lifting it, it gave the house more of a, I'm not going to say the word base again, but sort of a base of stone, Winchester stone, and then that's where the stucco began. We did look at other Tudors, and they did have details of these little curved corners where the stone comes up to the bottom of the window, similar to this. And that's all we've done to the front of the house. We've tried doing different things with it, and I thought that this, just making this one move and adjusting the plinths and raising the stone would make it look more, give it more of a Tudor look.
Any other changes? That summarizes all of your, adjustments?
That's the
Or
adjustments that we
worked
made.
further? Okay.
That, yeah, we worked on the front facade. We want to get the front facade straight, first.
Okay.
Yes, we added a little curve to the wall. This is an existing wall that's there, bringing the stone all the way across and ending the corner. And then, bring that stone all the way across the entire house.
Okay. I know it was a challenge. We left it at the last meeting, that ball in your court.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the adjustments that were made.
We drew lines on it to give it more of a Tudor look, and it just looked too busy on top. It looked too heavy.
Yeah.
And architecturally, I thought by just framing this out and pulling it forward, it adds some more interest to the facade instead of having it all flat.
Yep. Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay. Their motion to approve these changes, these modifications that are being presented.
One thing that, let me add, the landscaping plan is not updated. We did talk about bringing more natural trees in. So if you can approve it, but however, deny the landscaping plan, or with a comment that the landscaping plan has to be updated.
Yeah, and you used the word natural. I think you meant native.
Native,
Yeah.
sorry, native.
That wasn't noted in the scope of what we had to approve, but yes, that is noted now.
Yeah, I added that to the narrative. So in the back of the narrative, I wrote, let me just bring it to the top. Oops, sorry. Oops. Nope, that's not it. I just do one. Go. Goes. So I added the landscaping part here to number 5.
Okay, great. Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
I second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And stay safe.
All right. Thank you.
Any further business?
Just very quickly, so Maria mentioned at the very beginning, meeting minutes from our January meeting are in process of being finalized. So we'll review those today.
Oh, thank you for telling me that. Okay. Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make
Motion to adjourn.